Hi friends, thank you so much for clicking on. My name is Quing and welcome to my channel QuingStar. I'm greeting you with a bare face today because I want to play with some new makeup from Chanel. Extremely exciting, I know. It's their new cream to powder blushes called the Joues Contraste Intense. I have two shades here. This is Rose Radiant and also Rose Ardent. Here are the swatches. This is Rose Ardent and Rose Radiant. You can see Rose Ardent is on the cooler side. I also went into the store and swatched 4 that they had on display.
It is what it is, man, whatever, whatever. I'm telling you now.
These, as the name suggests, are cream to powder, so it's more of that putty consistency, but it's a very hard putty, so you can't press down, but when you swatch it, it's definitely that very moussey texture. And here's a close-up of Rose Ardent. Because it's that hard moussey texture, you can definitely use a brush with this, but as you guys know, I love using my fingers, so I'll be using the two, and I have two sides of my face, hence why I'll be using both of them on the different sides of my face today. First, going to apply Rose Radiant to this side of my face, just using my fingers first and applying it to the blush area. And what I did for base today is, of course, foundation, concealer, did my brows as well, but I only powdered on my T-zone, so on the nose and the forehead. So right now on the cheeks is no powder. You guys see the application is beautiful and smooth. What I'm going to do is applying this to the forehead area with a brush. And also, as I said before, the forehead is where I powdered to see if this sits well on top of a base that's powdered. And it's blending out extremely beautifully. Although on the forehead it looks like I did a ding on my forehead. Gonna apply a little bit on the eyes as well. On the eyes I've primed and are joining together to the cheeks. The forehead is just a demo to see if it sits well on top of a powdered base, which it does. Although on top of the forehead here, because I powdered it, I find the finish to be a lot more matte, so you guys can't see the radiance that's bouncing off my cheeks, like on my forehead here. It's definitely more of a matte finish. So if you apply this on top of a powder finish, it'll give you a more matte finish. So this powder in itself, this blush in itself, doesn't have a radiant finish. And when I was swatching it, I don't see any kind of sparkle or glitter. So it's a matte blush and it follows the base, the finish of the base that you have on. In terms of scent, there is a very faint scent typical of Chanel makeup items. And that's Rose Radiant on this side of my face. On the cheeks, eyes and the forehead. And using Rose Ardent now on this side.
You wanna stay here together. You act so curious, but am I for the better?
Rose Ardent is definitely on the cooler side. It gives you a winter glow, like you just came from the outside where it is snowy and your cheeks are naturally blushing. Again, using a brush and applying this to the forehead and on the lid space as well.
It feels too complicated, and yet I still want something more. You want wanna stay here together. You act so curious, but am I for the better? Let's just stay till whenever, 'cause my heart can't take another promise forever. Oh, no, no, no. Just keep away, 'cause I might fall on my face.
I feel I have two seasons on my face right now because Rose Radiant is definitely that summer glow, that summer warm blushy glow, whereas Rose Ardent is more of that winter apple glow. I'm going to finish my makeup with a little bit of shadow liner on the eyes and mascara, of course. And I'm kind of debating whether I want to put this blush on my lips, but as you can see, my lips are actually quite pigmented, so I don't think these two will actually show up on my lips, but on the cheeks and just on the skin is absolutely beautiful and very, very smooth.
You wanna stay here together. You act so curious, but am I for the better? Let's just stay till whenever, 'cause my heart can't take another promise forever. You wanna stay here together. You act so curious, but am I for the better? Let's just stay till whenever.
This is the finished look. Because the cheeks are so blushy and healthy, I went in with my Guerlain lip oil in the shade Honey. My first impression of these blushes is definitely A-class. On the face, you can see, just by Chanel standard, is immaculate. The color is there, but it's so smooth, and it just looks like your skin is blushing through. The two shades I have, I'm absolutely really happy with because, as I said before, two different seasons, summer here and winter here. On the cheeks, on the eyes and the forehead, on top of cream foundation and powdered foundation, looks absolutely beautiful, and it follows the finish of your base. So on the forehead here where I powdered, you can see the blush is a matte finish, but on the cheeks it's that beautiful glowy finish. So these blushes, it follows the finish of your foundation, so it either can be glowy or matte. And when I say matte, it's not that flat matte, it's that beautiful velvety finish on the skin. I have to say I'm a little bit biased because I always love Chanel base items. Recently I picked up their Beiges foundation again because they came out with a new shade. The shade I have here is in B00, and that is what I'm wearing today. Also as base, I'm using their multi-use illuminating base, which is this white one. Has no shimmer, has no glitter, gives you an absolutely beautiful lit from within glow on your skin, and it's really lightweight as well. For Chanel base items, the reason I love these so much is because it feels like nothing on the skin, invisible on the skin, and yet it looks immaculate. That is what makeup, or in my terms, that is what I want makeup to do, is I want it to enhance my beauty. I want it to know that when I'm wearing it, I feel confident, or I know what it looks like on the skin. It's not masking what I have going on already, because I know I look beautiful, hence why I'm able to portray that beauty out. But today's star is these two blushes, and I have to say I absolutely love these. Once it hits your market, definitely go into store, swatch these, have a feel of these on your skin. It's really beautiful. I don't know how Chanel did it because it's not that it's not that Play-Doh texture that you can squish in, but the finish on the skin, so smooth, lightweight on the skin, you can't feel anything. I keep saying skin, but on the face, and the finish looks absolutely beautiful. I don't know how much I have to harp on about these blushes, but I feel like these are going to be my favorite kind of everyday blushes because the finish is just so pretty. It looks like I'm naturally blushing from within, which is why I love so much of Chanel makeup. But of course, today's just my first play session with these products. If you have any questions, do leave them down below. If you like this video, you know what to do below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, know that confidence radiates beauty. Hence, you're beautiful.